It's a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. We're from Mexico City, but in this case, when JICA said us that the same issue is important to work together between the participants of my country. The engineer Alberto is working in the federal government, and me is a local government in Mexico City specifically. And then we work together about one issue that is important for us, because Mexico City is a very vulnerable about the earthquakes. Do you remember the 1985? In this moment, we don't find the final about the earthquake, because in this moment there are many people in the streets, because we don't have sufficient effort by to resolve all the problems about the people, how she said, the resilience is the most important thing about the one disaster. And
let's introduce ourselves first.
I work in Mexico City in the Minister of Disaster of the earthquakes on all the activities about it in Mexico City, specifically in the city. The Mexico City has a population about 8.5 million people, only in the area of the city, but all the states and municipalities is between outside the city, plus the 25 million people in all the urban city, the urban population.
Well, my name is Luis Alberto Ortega. I'm part of the National Coordination of Civil Protection. I'm part of the response team in emergency cases. I'm in charge of the National Communication of an Operation of Civil Protection that has the faculty to alert, evacuate, and respond in emergency cases. The National Coordination of Civil Protection is in charge for developing public policies and develops strategies for disaster risk reduction, for collaboration between the countries in the region and even internationally with other regions. And I have the work that I place is called SENACOM, that is the abbreviation for the National Center of Communication and Operation, and it's a center that operates 24 hours, 7 days a week, right? So as we keep talking, I receive a lot of messages. If I can say a number, maybe 100 messages per hour I receive every day. Every hour, 100 messages related with all the risk in the country: floods, fire, landslides, earthquakes, volcanic ashes, any kind of phenomena that is involved and can make a risk for people, right? So, but it's the response team, no? There is some prevention team, and there is a fund team that make the budget for reconstruction. So, what happened in Mexico?
We think that the challenge about this exercise is working together, the federal government and the local government, because how do you say? The problem is when the federal government is not as big the efforts and the budget about all several strategies about the problems inside the city. For example, Luis working in the federal government, and he have to see cyclones, everything, and like typhoons, hurricanes, and in all the republic. But the Mexico City only has the earthquakes, no? It's the most important phenomenon. And in this case, we work together about the example about the earthquake in Mexico City, 8.0 degrees in the most important thing that will be to be in Mexico.
Juan says, in Mexico in 1985, the earthquake that happened in Guerrero, in the state of Guerrero, was the birth of civil protection in Mexico. I wasn't even born in that year, so the first earthquake, I feel it was in 2017, right? So it was amazing that the response for the people in Mexico City. We have another earthquake before 2 weeks before, and it was different from my point of view, right? I was at the level government, at the federal government. I was giving information for making decisions to the president, to the secretaries. So I think in Mexico we have a lot of strategies to respond in the different level of governments. When a municipality, a county cannot respond, they ask for help to the state, and if the state cannot attend the emergency, they ask for help to the federal government, and if the federal government doesn't have the chance to help, ask for international help. But the response from people in Mexico City came from the universities, they came from the people who want to help just other persons in that emergency cases. This chart indicates how many disasters or emergencies we have in Mexico. Right now, this year, I think it's about 50 emergency cases in different levels, from some phenomena that it's hydrological phenomena and geological phenomena. We all have, as our colleague from Indonesia says, a system that integrates all the information between all the level of governments. But it's available for public, and it has a lot of power for making decisions. Maybe we show it later. And this chart above, it says that how many of these emergencies was about what kind of phenomena: tropical cyclones, snows, tropical heat waves, rains, flooding, landslides. And this part of green, this green part, it's about earthquakes. That it's all the risk that it's exposed Mexico City.
2 years ago, we had a big earthquake too in Mexico City. In 2017, we had a earthquake very, very, very hard, because that year is more important for the hydrometeorological phenomena. In this case, in the chart. Another challenge about this exercise is that in Mexico, we, federal government and local government, we don't have any plan about the reduction risk of disaster. And this is the first time that we work together to resolve this situation. This is another challenge. And another is the local federal don't have a sufficient economy, sufficient resources, sufficient money to attend all the problems about the city, And the federal government have all the money, but have all the problems too.
Says maybe when we measure this impact in economy, the disaster for 2017 just represented 0.4 of the gross domestic product, right? So in global level of economy, the disaster it doesn't cost so much to Mexico, but the local impact was so big that nowadays there are some places that they are just reconstructing, or they don't even receive any help in their places. So the thing in Mexico is that we are so big and we are so different in any part of the country that the differences are huge when you see people from the north and people from the center of the country and people from the south of the country. Even when we live we are neighbors in states, we are so different and the economy is so different and the level of margination is so different, even in the Mexico City, right? So, another slide. Those some images. Well, this is a comparison between all the phenomena. Is the deaths caused by the deaths from the phenomena. 2017 was our highest diseases, and this is for the earthquake. We already have. This is the investment for those earthquake. The reconstruction is the cost just for Mexico City. And those are the cases for that. Most of that in Mexico City are caused by geological phenomena. Even we have rains or some other kinds of risk in Mexico City. The main risk in Mexico City for its construction is earthquakes. And there's charts from budgets and debts. And this is how we work, as I explained it. It's the federal government, the states, the counties, and those are all the secretaries that work together to invest in disaster risk reduction. Right? There is some part of the fund that is for prevention, and there is some part of the fund that is for reconstruction and response to emergencies. This fund, compared to this fund, it's hugely more for response. So we need to invest more in prevention part, and this is our challenge for this presidential time.
We have a lot more information about but it's important to say that we will work together about the Mexico City, because it's the 5 or maybe the 4th biggest city at the world.
Just for a comparison, those are Mexico, and we're focusing on the part of the country that has the most population in all the country. Right? 20 million, almost 9 million people in living in this place. That represents 5.9 people per kilometer square in the country, right? So Mexico City is based on a lake. And the amplification of the system it's bigger in some places of the city that we have already identified. The infrastructure is already identified. The gap is the plan for response to the emergency. I think the development was perfect, right? And we're expecting a big earthquake in this area, that it's about 8.5 of magnitude. That it's one of the biggest earthquakes that we're preparing. We don't know when will this happen, but it's in a sooner time, so we need to be prepared for attend all these people that are more vulnerable for this kind of phenomenon. But we're working really close in the different levels of governments, developing technological tools, response plans for emergencies, and making the culture of civil protection, as we call it, bigger to the population, that it's the first responder in emergency cases, and if they don't know what to do in that situation, then all the coordination that we have doesn't matter because they don't know what to do. I think it's all. Any questions?
So you want look at the other whole city, like capital city, and the target disaster is
Mm-hmm.
do you know Mr. Felipe Lopez?
Yeah.
He officer. Yeah,
He was here.
yeah, he was here from June to July. Yeah, and he made a drone plan
Okay.
for earthquake. So you can modify that.
If we don't know, we can come. Yeah.
Me neither.
Okay. And you are belonging to CNPC.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is the relationship between Senate?
Senapred is part of the national coordination. The national coordination have 4 general directions, and Senapred is focusing on prevention. And the general direction that I belong to, it's focused on the response emergency, and there is another general direction that controls the funds and budget for reconstruction prevention, and there is another general direction that is in charge of vigilating and generating normativity and laws for civil protection. But Senapred belongs to the national coordination.
Thank you.
How activities, capacitation, something.
Yeah, we have in Senapred an entity called the National School of Civil Protection that is in charge of training and giving certification with the group of USAR, working in Mexico City.
Those are the your responsibility.
The CNPC is the biggest part of the civil protection industry.
Any other
Another
questions?
question?
As I understand, there are several agencies handling protection, response, prevention. It's the same in the Philippines, but we experience problems on coordination, the problems on getting funding, and they fight for funds, these several agencies. For the Philippines, we are thinking about making it just one agency handling all the 4 areas: the prevention, the response, the mitigation, and the preparedness.
Yeah. Then that's what is the national coordination. The
Yes.
national coordination is the entity that controls all the parts for the disaster risk management. We have we are at the level of a secretary, a lower level than a secretary, but we are part of the security, the National Security Agency. We are considered a national security agency, so we can access to any data in any level of government.
So it's just one agency that controls all those 4.
And
It's
that's,
not separate.
Not separate.
No.
no, and it works well, I think so. And the continuity of people and the middle age of experience, the middle years of experience from some people is 25 years old. 25 years. My boss is just 25 years. He born with the National Civil Protection. That is an important thing also, the continuity of people for developing the strategies of giving the results that we plan at the beginning of the strategy.
Thanks for your presentation. I would like to know about the early warning system before I will start. Early warning system. That means
Mexico has, for earthquakes, a system that is called SASMEX. Then it consists about sensors in all the Pacific Ocean that has an algorithm in the back that analyzes when an earthquake is detected and has redundancy with each sensor, and it gives to Mexico City about 60 seconds for preparedness. But it's the reason for that is because the distance of the epicenter. Right? The earthquake for 2017 was so close to the city that
Pacific area.
the early warning system doesn't have time to respond to the needs. But I see a presentation that is called the blind part of the early warning system, that it takes time to analyze the information and give the signal to alert the people. But if the earthquake occurs here, it gives about 60 seconds.
60 seconds. 1 minute.
1 minute.
In the earthquake that happens before the 19th of September in 2017, takes 90 seconds to advance to the people to go out of their houses, and they ask us, maybe it's a fake alarm, and maybe not, but they give time to people to save themselves. And this kind of early warning systems, we have others for other kind of phenomena. We already have a system for tropical cyclone early warning system. We're developing some system for landslides. We're working on volcanic early